Hello and welcome to the third episode of Clavier's Pound Explore Show. So, sorry yesterday, I was really busy. I had a lot of homework. Yes, I know. Every episode is supposed to start in the beginning of each month. Well, luckily I can do it today. So I decided, let's do it right now. So, before we start the episode and talking about our composer of the month, I want to say Happy Halloween. I hope you got a lot of candy. And so, the next holiday will be Election Day. And after that, guess what it is? Thanksgiving with those turkey and stuff. And so I have a Thanksgiving joke for you. So it's a knock-knock joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving who? Thanksgiving us some turkey. Okay. So are you ready for the holiday season? After that Thanksgiving, there will be Hanukkah and Christmas and all that stuff. And like most people are not really prepared. And not me either. Because we didn't set the Christmas tree yet. And we didn't even buy turkey yet. And then there's going to be a lot of people at my house. And whoa! But hopefully I will be prepared. And my family will be prepared. And all of you too. Okay, and so let's start the episode. Woohoo! So the composer of the month is, drum roll please, Gioachino Rossini. Gioachino Rossini. And so we're going to talk about Gioachino Rossini. So you might wonder, look at this. Why did I say Gioachino Rossini instead of Gioachino Rossini or Gioachino or Chino Rossini? Well, it's because we're not speaking English. We're actually speaking Italian. Yes, he is an Italian composer that lived in a romantic period from the 1800s to the 1900s. Why? Because the 1900s is the beginning of the 20th century, and then there will be that jazz and contemporary music and stuff. And Gioachino Rossini didn't write those music. So if you have troubles saying Gioachino Rossini's name, just so you know, Gioachino is actually the Italian version of the name Joachim. So it's spelled like this. You can take a photo of this if you want. Alright? See it? Good. Let's start. Gioachino Rossini, born in 1792, died in 1868. Rossini was a famous Italian opera composer in the 1800s. He wrote The Barber of Seville, and William Tell, which you really might know those songs because The Barber of Seville was in Bugs Bunny, and William Tell was in The Simpsons and Seinfeld. Okay, so let's talk about Gioachino Rossini and during his life. What? Right? Okay? Good. So Gioachino Rossini was a famous romantic composer who wrote 39 operas full of charming melodies and delightful harmonies. He was a very successful and widely respected during his lifetime and became quite wealthy as a result. Rossini was born in Pesaro, a small town in Italy on the Adriatic Sea. So this is the Adriatic Sea, and this is where it's located. It's in Pesaro, where Rossini was born. Both of his parents were musicians who would often tour Italy with opera companies. His father was a horn player and his mother was a singer. They began teaching Rossini how to play music from a young age. When he was 6, he played the triangle in his father's musical group. He also learned to sing and play horn, cello, harpsichord, and piano. When his parents traveled and performed in theaters around Italy, young Rossini was often left behind. He remained in the city of Bologna, where his family lived at the time, staying either with his elderly grandmother or a butcher's family while his parents were away. He continued his music studies during this time, being well known for his beautiful singing voice. By the time he was 10, he was singing in church and began to compose. He wrote 6 string sonatas in only 3 days when he was 12 years old. Over the next few years, he continued to learn at the Bologna Conservatory. While a student there, he wrote a cantata, a vocal and instrumental piece that won a composition test, becoming a famous opera composer. Rossini wrote his first opera at the age of 18. It was called The Marriage Contract, and it was first produced in Venice. It was a big success, and he quickly began to write more operas to start his career. Rossini was a very fast composer. He once wrote 15 operas in just 4 years. Can you believe it? By the time he was 21, he was the star of Italian opera. He traveled around Italy, writing operas and rehearsing the singers. When he was 24, Rossini wrote his most famous work, The Barber of Seville. Supposedly, it only took him 13 days to complete it, and even Beethoven admired it. He was 22 years older than Gioachino Rossini. See, I pronounced it wrong. And he really liked Rossini's work, so he wrote an opera just like he got ideas from Rossini's music, even though Rossini was much younger than him. Beethoven used some of Rossini's ideas to compose his opera. Supposedly, it only took him 13 days to complete it, and even Beethoven admired it. I already told you that. Today, 200 years later, it is still popular. It is a comic opera filled with catchy melodies that have been used in everything from Bugs Bunny to The Simpsons and Seinfeld. Rossini traveled to Vienna and London, where he was met by adoring audiences and made a great deal of money. He finally settled in Paris and lived in France for the rest of his life. He wrote his final opera, William Tell. During this time, it is based on a Swiss legend about a man who had an amazing skill with a bow. When he got in trouble with the authorities during a time of political trouble, he was forced to fire an arrow and split an apple on the son's head without harming him. The overture to William Tell is frequently played by orchestras today and has been used in many TV shows and movies, including The Lone Ranger. Although Rossini lived a fairly long life for his time, 76 years, he composed very little after the age of 37. He was a wealthy man and famous throughout Europe. Now, here's a question that you might think in your head. What was Rossini like? Well, here's the answer. Rossini admired the simple elegance and beauty in the music of Mozart, and tried to write in a similar style. Rossini was a charming, friendly, funny person. His music is like his personality, with lots of humor and energy. While he could write music quickly, he was also something of a procrastinator. He did not like writing overtures for operas and often finished the score just minutes before the performance. He especially enjoyed food and cooking and frequently invented some new recipes. He also gave fancy dinner parties, which were very popular. Sorry. Here's a quote from Gioachino Rossini. I know of no more admirable occupation than eating. And also, when you go to France, then you might see a dish that's has meat and eggs and broccoli and green beans and stuff. Well, that food is called Tornadoes Rossini. Tornadoes Rossini is a French steak dish that was created for Rossini by a famous chef. So this is the food. Turns your mouth water, huh? Okay, and now let's move on to birthdays. Happy birthday. These musicians were born in November. November 5th, Walter Gioachino, born in 1895, died in 1956. German-French pianist. November 10th, Francois Couperin, born in 1668, died in 1733. French composer and organist, the composer of the famous song Less Mysterious Barricades. November 14th, Aaron Copland, born in 1900, died in 1990. American composer, the composer of Appalachian Springs and other stuff that is very famous in America. November 14th also is Leopold Mozart's birthday, which is the father of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Austrian violinist and composer, born in 1719, dead in 1787. November 15th, Daniel Barenboim, born in 1942, he is still living, pianist and conductor. November 16th, W.C. Handy, born in 1873, died in 1958, American composer and pianist. November 16th also is Paul Hindemith's birthday, born in 1895, died in 1963, German-American composer. November 18th, Ignace Paderewski, born in 1860, died in 1941, Polish pianist, composer, and statesman. November 22nd is Sir Benjamin Britten, born in 1913, died in 1976, English composer. Also, November 22nd is Gunther Schuller, born in 1925, died in 2015, was just 2 years ago. American composer and conductor. November 23rd, Manuel de Falla, born in 1876, died in 1946, Spanish composer. November 28th, Josie Iturbi, born in 1895, died in 1980, Spanish pianist. Also, November 28th is Anton Rubinstein, born in 1829, died in 1894, is a Russian composer and pianist. Before we end this episode, it's time for jokes. Haha. Okay. Why was the sweet potato allowed to join the band is the question. The answer is they wanted to have a yam jam session. Question, what was the clarinet player's favorite subject in school besides band? Answer, reading. R-E-A-D-I-N-G and R-E-E-D-I-N-G because the clarinets has a reed to play its instrument. Question, what were the piano teacher's 2 favorite foods at the Thanksgiving dinner? Answer, turkey and key lime pie because key is on the piano, right? Funny, eh? And that is all for our episode today. See you in the next episode on December 1st. And have a great holiday. Have a great Thanksgiving and Election Day. See you in the next episode. Bye.